and I am interviewing different professionals regarding my upcoming book called You Gotta Go Sometime, 11 Ways to Celebrate Your Life and Not Be a Burden on Your Family. And so this afternoon, I'm very excited to introduce to you Ms. Marybeth Haines, who wrote the book, The Power of Pets. And so I'm going to let her introduce herself, the book title and everything. And so Marybeth, thank you and welcome.
Thanks, Tracy. It's so great to be here. You know, anytime that I get asked to talk about, you know, the power of pets, just what pets mean to us, you can see my face light up. You can see how excited I get with the bonding connection that we can have with our pets. So my name, as you know, is Marybeth Haines, and this is my book here. It's titled The Power of Pets, 7 Effective Tools to Heal from Pet Loss. So what I did was I decided to take the bonding connection and actually do research on that, find out what it is, why do pets mean so much to us, and what our bonding connection with each other really gives to each other. And experiencing grief and loss myself many, many times. You know, from the age of 2, I grew up on a farm where we had every animal imaginable. So if you think of the animal, I had it as a pet. So, you know, chickens, dogs, cats, horses, cows, pigs, you know, pretty much every animal I had as a pet. And I also experienced a lot of times where the time came where they passed away. They died. And from a small age, I was taught that it's okay to grieve. And I was able to really realize that these pets that I actually came to know as my friends, I mean, I was 2, 3, 4, from the age of 2 to 22, I had so many animals in my life that I would look at as my friends. They were actually my teachers and had many things to teach me. So experiencing grief and loss myself many, many times was something that I needed to do a lot of healing with. And so I decided I was going to do that and help others with the same and be able to heal through empowerment.
Okay. And so what is it that people can get from reading your book? How does that book help others?
It pretty much, it goes into 7 effective tools to be able to heal from the grief and loss associated when your pet passes away. Experiencing the loss of a pet is experiencing the loss of a family member, of a loved one. You know, it hits us that close. So by going through the 7 effective tools, you can actually go through each one in succession to be able to empower yourself in healing. So it's not only just about healing from the grief and loss, it's bringing in how to do that through empowerment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so let me ask you, do people do any pre-planning? Like my book is about pre-planning for humans for the most part, but I know people also want to look out for their pets. Mm-hmm. So what would be the first thing a person would need to do to pre-plan for their pets? And is it an advantage?
You know, it definitely can be, because we never are prepared for a loss. We're never prepared for a death. We can try and prepare ourselves to the best that we can, but until it actually happens, we never know exactly how we're going to respond or react. I think that, you know, pre-planning for your pet is something that, you know, not a lot of people look at, but it is something that can be really helpful and really important. So when you're thinking of pre-planning and you have a senior pet, for an example, you can actually put steps into place. So when it comes time, if your pet were to pass, you know that, for example, say you have other animals in the family as well, and the one pet passes away, you want to make sure that there are people there to be able to take care of the other animals. You want to make sure that everything kind of, you know, your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed to be able to do the type of aftercare that you want to do. So I think the first step, if that's something that you're wanting to do, or if that anybody wants to look into pre-planning, is to connect with a service provider. There are, you know, all over, there are, you know, pet aftercare services, pet funeral services, and they deal specifically with pets. That are especially trained in that pre-planning section, mm-hmm. To be able to support you the best that you can be for when that time comes.
Right. That's good. And I never thought about the, the effect that it takes on the other pets in the home. So, an interesting point that you brought up there. Now, let me ask you, do you do any counseling yourself?
So what I do is I actually, through the book and through, seminars and workshops, I do work one-to-one with people. I'm not a certified counselor, so if anybody asks me for counseling services, I have people that I can recommend too. But a lot of times I will have, email conversations, or again at workshops and seminars, because a lot of times when it comes to the loss of a pet, in some societies it's very well accepted, and in some societies it's not. And sometimes just having somebody be able to listen to you and let you know that what you're feeling is normal and what you're feeling is valid. That healing is not textbook, and that everybody heals in their own unique way. Right. So,
yeah. Okay, I love it. So let me ask you, if there was one thing that we did not talk about today that you think would be beneficial to the readers of my book regarding pet loss, what would that one thing be?
Regarding pet loss, I think that, remembering that the loss of a pet can be empowering. And when I say that, I'll kind of give you a little bit more, because when we're sad and when we're feeling, the stages of grief, right? Like the first stage is denial, and then it's anger, and then we go through the bargaining stage, and then we go through a stage of depression until we can finally get to that acceptance stage. We may not hit all stages. We may be bouncing back and forth all over the place. Again, there's no one right way to do it. And I think that when you think about when your pet is no longer with you, and if you can remember the gifts that you shared together. So maybe your pet made you laugh. Maybe you remember a specific time that you fell off your chair laughing so hard because of something funny that they did. Maybe your pet did something that every night when you came home, your pet was there at the door, purring away or wagging his or her tail or ready to go for a walk. All those things that brought that smile to your face, all those things that when you think of your pet brings that warmth to your heart. These are gifts, and even though your pet is no longer with you, those gifts still remain as almost like a gift from your pet to you. And I think the main thing would be to say is that to me is empowering, because our time together with our pets can never be taken away. It's now part of recorded history. And when we take that time together and we use that in our healing, that can be something very powerful, to be able to remember the gifts that we shared together.
Awesome. Love it. That's great. Well, I think that that's going to help people, lots of people. I know that your book is doing really well already. And so I just want to make sure that we tap into even more folks out there that have to deal with this. There's a lot of people that love their pet turtles and snakes and all kinds of animals. So I thank you so much for sharing that information today, Marybeth. And I think that it's going to help my readers as well, so that, when they're doing their planning, don't leave out the creatures that also make us happy, right?
Absolutely. And thank you for what you're doing. You have an empowering message to be able to share, and I look forward to reading your book.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. All right, so folks that are watching, make sure that you check out Marybeth Haines' book, The Power of Pets, The 7 Effective Methods for what now?
The 7 effective tools to heal from pet loss.
7 effective tools to heal from pet loss. A girl should write stuff down. But all right, thank you so much, Marybeth.
Thanks, Tracy.
All right, and stand by for me.
All right.